James 1 verses 14 and 15. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away by his own lust and enticed. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings. Welcome to my channel, and I hope you are well. A special welcome to my subscribers. This video gives you the timeline of Doug and Joni's relationship, as prepared by Julie Royce.
You gave me a timeline, and it's there's so much on this timeline that hasn't even been discussed yet. So he files for divorce January 27th, 2022. The divorce is finalized on May 31st, 2022. Right. Then you're at a retreat on June 4th through 9th. What happens then? Because as I understand, Joni kind of let you into her confidence a little bit and let you know that some things were happening.
Yeah. So I remember very clearly. It was one night after dinner. We were sitting on our porch area overlooking the ocean, and it was me and Susie and my mom sitting down. And that's when she first disclosed that she had been texting Dr. Doug Weiss. To which me and Susie were just completely shocked, because this is Dr. Doug Weiss, the guy that has a marriage and counseling ministry, or at least not ministry, but a counseling center, like to heal and restore marriages. So, to think that we had no idea that he was even divorced, and much less talking to my mom. So we were just completely shocked.
Yeah.
Actually, she told me before.
Before that?
Yeah, she had told me that he just got divorced and he was texting her. I was kind of just confused, neutral. Yeah, I didn't have any feelings either way. I didn't know Doug much. Yeah, just.
But he's someone that we knew quite well, because he would come on Daystar for television multiple times a year, and we'd interviewed him multiple times. And actually have a clip of me interviewing him, asking about, how do you, I said, how come the butterfly feelings don't last in a relationship? To which he responded, "Oh, not for me. I still have butterflies every time Lisa walks into the room."
And what was the date for that interview?
2019. I guess the butterfly feelings kind of last, for the first 18 months of maybe a new relationship. Is it because those fade away?
Mine don't. I got 30 years and I'm still butterflied as soon as she was serious.
That's good.
The family knew him well. I didn't know about his business. I met his wife.
So by all appearances, he had a fantastic marriage, to the fact that he was saying he had butterflies when his wife walked in the room.
It's very interesting to me that you're telling me that they started dating or texting, not dating at this point, but texting in June. And I think I remember, Susie, didn't you say like at a dinner or something during that time of vacation that she ran out to take a phone call with him?
Yeah.
And what was her demeanor like? Did it seem like, oh, this is a business call?
She was like a giddy teenager running out to answer the call. But she was trying to keep it on the down low, because she hadn't told anyone besides me or Susie that she was talking to Doug at that time.
See, but I feel bad because I can't fault her for that. She's lonely. She wants to meet someone. It's all on him. He's the creep in the situation. I thought it was very sweet and cute how she was. I would want that for any woman. To feel butterflies.
Of course, and you were genuinely happy for her.
100%.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is that they're divorced at this point. But then in July, they go to Denise Boggs for counseling. Can you help me understand that?
I remember she told us when we were talking, overlooking the beach on the patio, she said that she's interested in Doug. However, she wants to do the honorable thing and make sure that he and Lisa can go through counseling, just to make sure there's not like a last-ditch effort to, reconcile their marriage. And so my mother arranged that Doug and Lisa had separate stints to go to Living Waters Ministry to counsel with Denise Boggs.
Yeah, and I think her intentions were true at that point. Again, I think Doug was the one doing double thing, because he was telling Denise one thing, telling Joni another.
Yeah.
So in the midst of this, so the counseling, that's in early July. July 31st, Doug's show begins on Daystar. And I guess I even had a question there, like how long does it usually take to get a show on? I mean, if it's premiering in July 31st, it's the ramp up for that is quite a bit before, right?
Yeah, well, it's different for everyone. So if there's an opening, they can go ahead and slot it in pretty quickly. But typically, we don't add new shows on until the beginning of the calendar year. It's not usual that we will do it in the middle of the year. So, and that was interesting that my mother has stated, I guess, in her book that that's how they actually started talking. Is Doug called my mother to let her know that he is going through a divorce, or that he had just gotten a divorce. And he wanted to make sure that it would still be okay for him to have his show on Daystar with that situation.
But you're telling me it's the month before.
I'm pretty sure they would have started texting well before that even. But again, I can't say for sure.
Now, this just recently came out, and we kind of put this together recently. But in October, there's a first payment of $37,000 for this resort where they're going to be honeymooning. And again,
right,
we'll get to that because there's a whole scandal with that because she uses her company credit card for that. But they supposedly didn't start dating till August after he gets a show. And then by October, they're putting down a down payment for their honeymoon. Doug doesn't supposedly propose to her until 2 months later, December 31st of that same year. So this is extremely weird, but there's other weird things on here too that you told me about. February 8th is when Doug announces his divorce from Lisa Weiss. Okay, remember, she got divorced, and I've got the documentation. Lisa and Doug divorced on May 31st. He's announcing it on February 8th, 2023. I'm guessing the people that are going to him as a marriage counselor, do they even know this whole time that he's divorced?
They don't, and that's what I had a big problem with, is that there was that deception. So for well over a year, he counseled patients at his counseling center under the guise that he had a great marriage. And so that's deceptive. I mean, if you're going through a divorce, I think you should disclose that to your patients. And so, yeah, it was over a year.
And then, as I understand it, just a few days later, on February 10th, 2023, Joni announces her engagement. So he's announcing on February 8th that he just got divorced. She's announcing 2 days later that she's engaged.
And that's what's so crazy is I think that's the only reason he did it then is because he realized Joni's about to announce her engagement, but he hasn't even disclosed to any of his employees that he's even divorced. So it's almost like he was forced to do it. He waited to the last possible moment before he did.
And something happened then too, where one of the Daystar employees put something out on like social media, right? Hey, Joni's engaged, and that kind of caused a little bit of a brouhaha.
Exactly, because he had just notified his staff 2 days before, and then 2 days after that, they find out that she's engaged. Because we were doing, I think it was an all-staff meeting, and at the end of the meeting, my mother basically showed a picture of her and Doug, the engagement photo, to our staff. And then somebody in our staff, just totally innocently, I guess, had texted somebody up at Heart to Heart Counseling Center. And then they got out to everyone at Heart to Heart Counseling Center that this man who they found out just got divorced is now engaged to Joni Lamb. So it created this big stir to where I remember my mom was saying, like, Doug had to go put out fires because it caused such a disruption.
Proverbs 14 and verse 12. There is a path before each person that seems right, but it ends in death. Thanks so much for taking the time to visit my channel. Have a blessed day and walk good.